Presidential spokesman Ernesto Abella says Ormoc City and Kananga Town will be placed under a state of calamity after 2 quakes hit Leyte in the past few days. A magnitude 5.8 tremor hit off Ormoc Monday, an aftershock of the magnitude 6.5 quake that struck the province last Thursday. The Thursday quake killed 2 people. Several cabinet secretaries visit Ormoc City to inspect the damage caused by the earthquakes. National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council Executive Director Ricardo Halad says it was ultimately the local government officials who reached the decision. The declaration will allow Ormoc City to access some 60 million pesos of its local DRRM fund and around 100 million pesos of its Quick Response Fund. The Armed Forces of the Philippines on Monday says more than 500 are killed from 48 days of fighting in Marawi City. Government troops as of Sunday killed 379 terrorists who attempted to take over Marawi City on May 23. At least 89 soldiers and policemen were killed in the clashes, while 39 civilians were killed by members of the Maute and Abu Sayyaf groups. More than 1,700 civilians, either those trapped in the combat zone or those who were taken hostage, were rescued by government and non-governmental bodies. Military and police recovered 451 firearms from the terror groups. Over 400,000 people have been forced to flee their homes since the clashes began. The attempted takeover of Marawi City by local terrorists who pledged allegiance to ISIS prompted President Rodrigo Duterte to place the entire Mindanao under martial law. Armed Forces spokesman Restituto Padilla says Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez's suggestion to extend martial law in Mindanao to 5 years is too long, based on the current security situation there. Padilla says he doesn't know what information Alvarez has that prompted him to make the proposal. Padilla adds the military can only make recommendations, but the decision will be made by the country's political leaders. President Rodrigo Duterte earlier said he will not lift martial law before he delivers his second State of the Nation address on July 24. Martial law, valid for 60 days, will lapse on July 22. Duterte said he will revoke or extend martial law based on the recommendation from the military and police. The United States' ambassador to the United Nations says Washington will crank up pressure on Beijing to ensure that it implements sanctions against Pyongyang over its missile tests. U.S. Ambassador Nikki Haley says while Washington wants to avoid conflict, it is also determined to stop North Korea's nuclear drive. China is North Korea's main ally. Haley says, quote, "We're going to push hard against China because 90% of the trade that happens with North Korea is from China. And so while they have been helpful, they need to do more." The Trump administration has shown signs of giving up on Beijing. U.S. President Donald Trump raised eyebrows last month with a tweet concluding that China's efforts had not worked out. Washington recently slapped sanctions on a Chinese bank linked to North Korea and infuriated Beijing with an announcement of a new arms sale to Taiwan. Unbeaten boxing champion Floyd Mayweather files a petition before the United States Tax Court to postpone payment of federal taxes he owes from earnings in 2015. Mayweather beat Philippine Senator Manny Pacquiao in 2015, where he reportedly earned $220 to $230 million. He is supposedly asking the tax court to postpone payment until after his fight with mixed martial arts champion CONOR McGregor. In his petition, Mayweather says he has the capacity to pay his taxes off, but that his money is tied up in assets that cannot be easily converted into cash. He also asks for a short-term installment agreement to allow him more time to get the amount needed and that he not be subjected to a fine for late payment.